So hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. So guys, in this video guys, I'll try to explain you regarding database. So guys, what is the database? What is the uses of database? How the data has been stored inside the database, and why database is necessary. Without database, you can't create that web application. So guys, in this video, I'm gonna explain you all this topic in a simplified manner. So, guys, database is an essential tool for storing, managing, and retrieving the information. Okay. Now, they are actually enable organization to handle the vast amount of data efficiently. How you can store your data? So, you can store your data by the help of online repo, online cloud repo, online. You can say your storage device like your pen drive, your you can say hard disks or your SSD devices. You can store your data. Then what is the difference between this storage and database? So guys, this database actually basically used to like store the data uh, in a proper regulatory way. There is some methods are there. Methods in the sense of you can store the data by that object oriented type, by key value format, by DBMS type, by RDBMS type, by a table format. So this kind of format you can do. So there's DBMS type and RDBMS. These are actually database management system. So through this management system you can store the data. Now what is the purpose of database? So, guys, in the primary purpose of database is to provide the systematic approach to store the data and systematic approach to do the card operation like create, update, replace, and delete operation. You can do it in data, and also it is ensure the data integrity and data sharing, and also it is support the data analysis. So, suppose I visited one website or web application. I have provided my some couple of data like my name, my number, my profile picture, my you can say my some video. Okay, means profile video I have provided. That data will be stored inside that a table or maybe key value format, or maybe some different kind of format it will be stored like object oriented format it will store. Now why that data is stored on such a way? Why we can't store the raw data? It is happening because if you store the raw data, then multiple data if data is happen in multiple like vast amount of data is stored, then it is very difficult to retrieve, very difficult to update, and very difficult to delete that particular amount of data. So that's why we have to store data on some different way like a table format we have to store. So we can identify the data by the help of primary key, foreign key, and by the help of some unique id, data id we can do. Similar way key value format we can, if I call the key, then will get that some value and I can retrieve the data. So like that way we can do a proper managing of data. So that's the thing, that's why the database is needed. So through this database we can actually handle the vast amount of data in a very efficient way. Now there is different types of databases are there like relational database, non-relational database, NoSQL database, object-oriented database, documented database. So there is different type of databases are there. Now every different method actually have their own pros and own cons. Okay, now that DBMS system or database management system, there you can show the data in a table format. Now relational database system, so you can compare that both two different table by the help of foreign key or by the help of relational mechanism. Similar way, object-oriented database, you can create that object of that each and every data and you can call the data. Similarly, that documented database, you have key, so you by the help of key you can retrieve the value. So there is different type of data structure is there and different type of accessing patterns are there. So here, this picture actually represent how that data flow is gonna happen from front end to your database. So first thing is this is a simple architecture for our web application. So inside that front end, when that user is putting some data, that data is directly goes to that backend server, and this is happening through HTTP request or API connection. Then after that backend application server actually run some queries. If it is SQL database server, then it will run some queries, and that queries will directly goes to that our SQL server, and it will execute. It will give the data in JSON format, and that for JSON format will be goes to that my front end. So that's how the database and backend server actually get connected each other. And sometimes that if it is not SQL, then documented database that directly give the value with like key value format, as document is a bjson format, so it will directly give that value as in JSON. So like that only this connection is gonna happen. Now database uses. So guys, in different industries, you need that database for transaction processing, for you can say for reporting, for making that analysis of data, and also through this data you can use this data in your future perspective. You can store that person information. So if that person enters after some couple of days or couple of years later, or like couple of months later, you can recognize this person is same person or not. So like this kind of, so recognition is also important thing here. Okay, so that's why database is useful for all applications like e-commerce, like customer relationship management, data warehouse. So for that's why the database uses is very vast. And you can also test the database by the help of different testing tool. Okay, so and there is a separated terminology called database testing. So there you get to know about ETL testing, and you get to know about like how to run that SQL query in your automated script. So you can get to know like that I can able to retrieve that proper information or not. So that is similar thing. And also you need to implement that security for that database. Otherwise, if any hacker comes and they put that SQL injection, so if that database is in SQL format, they can get to know, they can retrieve that all data. That should not be happen. So data leakage should not be happen. So through these data uses, anybody can get to know about anything regarding their data. Now application of database, there is various number of applications like website, mobile application, enterprise software, also some functionality like user authentication, user logging, okay, inventory management. So everything whatever we are seeing nowadays in the world, everything is actually depend upon that data. So what is the conclusion for this? So summary of the database, it is actually database is a very vital and vital way to actually storing and managing the data. So main purpose is to use it and drive means like drives the different applications and highlight their importance of that our data driven world. So nowadays data is a new oil. Okay, so without data you can't do anything. If you know the data of anything, so you can get to know, you can take that future prediction, you can do that some couple of suggestion by the help of that particular this data. So it will improve that your efficiency in process and insights.